Hang on. This is a wrestling podcast and it has fucking robots in it and all sorts of other bollocks. What? How did he think this was a good idea?
Well, it makes absolutely no sense with your limited human worldview. Luckily, human beings were the only people receiving this podcast.
Yep, that's very, very true. It was popular across the entire multiverse at one point.
Which is very good, because the largest podcast in the whole of the multiverse decided to add Rich and Jay for a one-episode special.
The most popular podcast in the universe. You mean it isn't Joe Rogan?
Joe who? No, of course not. It was something much, much more dignified.
This Snarflergian Life. I'm Ira Glassbot. So there's this place in between dimensions C64 and the Snarflergian planet. Wrestling trinkets lining the walls. A mask from a forgotten luchador, L.J. Narico. A casket that claims to be the Undertaker's real casket. Exhumed from just before the Earth was swallowed by the sun. 7.6 billion years after the beginning and the end of his career. And what's so unusual about this shop, other than its location, is it's dedicated to the art of wrestling, and the owner used to be a real wrestler.
Do I, just speak into here?
Yeah, just into the mic.
My name's Jesse the Body Ventura, and this is my robot body shop emporium.
How does it feel, essentially leading a double life? You have a remarkable career in the ring, as a commentator.
An actor, governor, you name it.
And you're essentially a thrift store with robots in it, in a coffee shop, in space.
It's odd, like, humans don't know about this, but the whole multiverse has seen wrestling. Earth is the only planet that has it. And this one, known as the WWE Universe, my universe, is the one everyone watches. Not just for the WWE, but for the wrestling that springs up in defiance of that homogeny. Hey, Enzo, how are you?
There's some crazy time reason behind that. We'll find out about that later, I'm sure. But for now, I join him in his coffee shop. It's Snarflergian Saturday. The shop's been open like 10 minutes. The phone on the counter rings. It's an old 80s rotary. Looks like it's been installed by AT&T. Very outdated mode of communication for the time and place. But I guess he just likes the classic. Jesse answers it.
Jesse the Body Ventura's Robot Body Shop Emporium?
He talks for like
Yes.
5 minutes. It's off the record.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle.
Something shady he's been up to, no doubt. A deal here or there. So Jesse treats this man well. Sends him out with an operating manual for a robot. This is the kind of day-to-day stuff he deals with. And to be honest, I'm starting to think this report might be a bit of a dud. But I noticed something. There's a second phone. It's blue. It hangs on the wall. It has just one button. There's a layer of dust over it. Looks like it's not been used in years. And it has a flashing light attached to it when it rings. So I ask him.
Oh, it'll be out. And you as well. Say hello to the wife for me.
Hey, Jesse.
Yo,
What's with the second phone?
that's a phone I have to keep.
But who would ring it?
There was this guy years ago. Used to travel with him. Haven't talked to him for a long time. I'm not allowed to contact him. If I contact him, a lot of people are gonna come after me. But he can contact me.
When was the last time it rang?
It hasn't rung since I installed it here. That was nearly 20 years ago.
He gazes off into the distance, watching 3 Snarflerg boys riding fectas around a drowned space frog in the parking lot. And then, something happened that surprised us both. The phone starts ringing, almost like it knew I was going to be there.
Oh wow, it's ringing.
He runs his fingers across his forehead, like he's just going to comb his hair, But then he remembers he doesn't have any. So he answers it and his tone shocks me.
What the fuck are you doing? You went back to 1988? You got your retardist back? Do you have any idea how angry the Time Jew Council are with you?
Oh, hello, sweetie, to you too. Well, in answer to your question, I'm ringing you. I did go back to 1988. Obviously, that requires me to have a retardist, and yes, I'm sure they're dropping their monocles in their space caviar as we speak. How's the numbers looking back at home?
You've gone viral. Your last podcast episode had over 7 billion listeners in the first few days alone. How are the numbers looking back on Earth?
They're about the same. People love it here. They totally get it. The wrestling world have embraced our sci-fi wrestling podcast, as we're calling it. It's totally working.
Well, that's just awesome. Why are you finally bothering to call me?
Well, here's the thing. We need a favor. We kinda need a narrator.
Well, today on this Snarflergian Life...
Obviously, it was a massive hit.
No, obviously. I mean, if Ira Glassbot got involved, have some respect. The guy's a legend.
Regardless, it was quite obvious that this wasn't the only thing that Richard wanted. There was something else more pressing that I had to deal with.
Oh, this is the bit where I come in, isn't it? Oh, that's my favourite bit.